Hi guys, happy Thursday. How are you doing? I can't believe it's Thursday already. Like, I feel like this month is going way too fast than I want it to go, but who am I? Because I do not hold time in my hands. But God, He has all the time. So it's good. But happy Thursday, guys. I just wanted to share something with you guys really quickly. The Lord actually gave me this in a dream on Friday. Friday was what? Friday. That's funny. Okay, He gave me this dream on Valentine's Day. So I want to share this with you guys. For whoever it's for. I don't know, but you will know. And guys, I am going to a gospel concert tonight at my local church with Chandler Moore and Anthony Evans. So I am really excited for this worship night because I need it. Okay, so my neighbor and I are going to this concert, and like her daughter and her cousin, they're coming, and we're just gonna worship because we could use a worship night. Okay, so I'm excited for this concert, and well, it's not a concert, it's called like worship. What is it called? Let me see. It's called worship night. So it's a worship night, but it's like a concert, and I'm excited. But anyways, the Lord gave me this dream on Valentine's Day. I'm gonna read from my notes because I don't want to miss anything. And it was kind of hard for me to articulate what I was trying to say, which is so funny because this dream is about this same thing, just on a different note. So, hold on. So the Lord gave me a dream, and He put someone that I'm familiar with in the dream. And in the dream, this person was like making jokes with me, right? Well, not with me because I wasn't joking, but this person was making jokes like about me and would like laugh certain things off or like just make slide remarks, right? And I won't get into the details of the dream, but going forward in the dream, it pretty much came to a point where this person was doing something for me and it did not cost me anything. Like, it did not cost me anything. What should have cost me something cost me nothing, right? And I remember in the dream, as he was making these sly comments and, you know, little sly remarks, I remember just looking down at the floor and I'm like, ugh, I shouldn't have came here. Like, I shouldn't have came here. Like, why did I come here for this person to like make jokes? And it's not funny to me because I'm like, that was rude or whatever. I'm like, I shouldn't have came here, but it worked out for me because I ended up getting something for free that would have cost a pretty penny. And this same person gave me this service for free, right? So it was really a detailed dream, but I won't get into the details. But what God was showing me in this dream is how there's so many of you, whether you are male or female, that God has divinely connected you with another person for whatever reason, okay? Does not have to be romantic. It may be romantic, it may not. But God has told you something specific about this person, but when you're around this person, they come off totally different than how God explained them to you. Like, you don't see any sign of what God said this person should be in your life or could be in your life, right? You don't see any sign of that. You're just like, did I hear you wrong? Because this person is opposite of what you told me they would be. They're opposite of, they treat me opposite of how you told me they would treat me, right? Or how you told me they perceive me. And the Lord is saying you cannot go by a person's actions and what they're doing in order to solidify a prophecy that He's given you. Like, you can't base their actions. How am I trying to say this, Lord? Help me. You can't base God's prophecy on the actions of this person. You can't look for their actions to solidify what God has already spoken. If He's spoken it to you, It's because he sits higher than you and he knows what it really is. But a lot of the times we have to walk the journey out to see what it really is. We don't get that front and center. Okay. So I'm going to read my notes because I don't want to miss anything. And yeah, let's just read our notes. The Lord gave me a prophetic dream, and as I sat with him, he began to reveal something so profound about how we perceive people and how he perceives them. We've all heard the saying, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. While that may sound like wisdom, it's not necessarily truth, at least not the whole truth. The world teaches us to judge people by their actions, by what they do in a given moment, but God doesn't look at the outside. He judges by the heart. Yes, a person's actions may reflect where they are in their journey, but actions alone do not refine a person's identity. Do not define a person's identity. Actions reveal struggles. They expose battles, strongholds, chains that a person may be bound by, but they do not tell you who a person truly is at their core. God never creates anyone to be useless. He creates people to be useful, but sometimes the usefulness is developed later in life. Sometimes a person's true value, who they were created to be, has not yet fully emerged. And if we judge them solely by what they do, we may miss what God sees in them and what he's trying to do through them, and how that connects to us. In the dream, the Lord was showing me that some of the very people who may have hurt us in one way or another actually carry unexpected blessings within them. But in order to see that, we have to walk it through. There are divine connections in our lives that on the surface may not make sense. Some of the relationships are not meant to be long-term investments, but they are lessons and observation. So God is simply telling you to pay attention. I'm teaching you something in this. And what I'm teaching you is going to help you as I move you forward, as you progress into the journey that I'm putting before you. The Lord was showing me how many men are drawn to confident, faith-filled women. They recognize the favor of God on our lives, even if they don't always know how to articulate it. Instead of expressing appreciation in a mature, direct way, instead of saying, you know, they're interested or intrigued by you or there's something about you, they often mask their feelings behind blunt comments, jokes, or playful teasing. But make no mistake, they do notice you. They do value you, and they like what you carry. They see the favor upon you. Their actions may not say it clearly, but their spirit man knows it. And this is what the Lord is teaching us. Just because someone behaves in a certain way does not mean that that's what they truly feel. Just because a man jokes instead of affirms doesn't mean he doesn't see your worth. Just because he keeps things lighthearted and indirect doesn't mean he's indifferent. More often than not, it simply means he is not yet mature enough in Christ to handle what he sees in you. Catch that. A man who is still growing, still being refined by God, will often operate as a grown boy rather than a grown man. He may admire your strength, your grace, and your anointing, but if he is not yet developed spiritually, he won't know how to handle it properly. Instead of leading with intentionality, he'll keep things playful and lighthearted. He'll joke about things, make sly remarks, okay? But that's not how this person actually feels. So they'll do this, the joking around, the playful things, instead of being direct, they'll stay indirect. But here's the key. The Lord is saying this isn't meant to cost you anything emotionally or spiritually. This isn't about getting attached or invested in something that isn't ready. This is about learning to observe what is happening in the spirit. God is teaching us to see beyond the surface, to recognize that what we perceive with our natural eyes isn't the full picture. Hence, God going before us and giving us prophecies about certain people, prophecies about certain connections. And if we're being honest, when God gives us a prophecy about something, it never looks the way that he said it's going to look. And that's because he's going before you. So you're getting to see what the final results will be, not what you see right now. You're seeing what it's going to be, what's going to happen, okay? So just because someone isn't ready right now doesn't mean they'll never be. Readiness isn't something we force. It's something God forms. Catch this. Readiness isn't something we force. It's something God forms. So the lesson here isn't about relationships. It's about discernment. It's about knowing that people are deeper than their actions. It's about recognizing that maturity takes time. And most of all, it's about trusting that only God sees the full picture of a person's heart. Do not judge the situation, this connection, or this person prematurely. Okay, many of you have closed doors because you judge prematurely. Prophecy, that means it's something to come. Not that it's already there, it's something to come. It could come in the next 10 minutes, it can come in the next 10 months, it can come in the next 10 years. It's something to come. But a lot of you guys judge prematurely, and when God gives you a prophecy and you don't see it in a week, a month, 2 weeks, 2 years, you're ready to toss it out the door. But if that's your mindset and your thought process when it comes to certain things, you have to really ask yourself an honest question, and am I truly grounded in God, or am I in this for what he can do for me? Because if you're truly grounded in God, regardless of how a person treats you, how they act, what they say, you already know what God has told you about this person. So you have to go by what God told you the end result will be, not what the now looks like. Okay? So let's not judge prematurely. Let's not assume that we know the whole story just because of what we see in a moment. Let's be people who see beyond behavior, beyond words, beyond appearances, because that's exactly how God sees us and okay, and them. Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. 1 Samuel 16, verse 7. So this really is going to hit home for quite a few people. I don't know who it's for, but you can take this word to God, take me to God. But there's many people out there that this is going to hit for, and it is going to hit on a romantic level, because God has told you, this person is the person that you're going to be with, or this person is an option for you. Whatever God has told you in your particular situation. And for some people, this isn't romantic, right? This is just some kind of partnership, a connection, a divine connection of some sort. But for the people that this word is going to speak to on a romantic level, the Lord is saying that when you're around this person, they are totally just, they keep it really subtle with you, right? They keep it really subtle, playful, they joke. They may even say things that, they may even make jokes that kind of offend you, because you're like, wow, that person really feels this way about me. But it's not that they actually feel this way. They make jokes and they make sly remarks to cover up how they really feel. Many of these people, again, they're not healed. They're not healed. There's a lot of rejection there. They've been through a lot, and God is not where he needs to be in their life. He's not. He's not in his rightful place. He's not on the forefront of their heart. They may know God, they may pray, but he's not in the place that he needs to be in when it comes to them. So instead of them expressing like, I see the favor that you carry, like, I really like you, like, you're such an awesome person, like, let's get to know each other, they're not doing that. They're making jokes, and a lot of the times their jokes may make you think that there's no attraction there. Like, this person does not like me like that, because if they did, they would say this or they would do that. But God was showing by this dream that you can't go by what you see. You have to go by what God is showing you when it comes to this person. God is still working on this person's heart. He's still working to give them a new heart and a new mind and new lenses to see the world through, right? His lenses, right? When God puts his lenses on over your eyes, you see things rightfully, right? So don't take what this person is saying and how they're acting as you not being enough. Or, no, this person doesn't like me like this. Like, I'm not even their type. You start thinking a whole bunch of things because of the things that are being said to you. But what did God say to you? What did God say to you? And he's saying this is not going to cost you anything spiritually, emotionally, relationally. God just wants you to observe so that he can teach you. The dream almost reminded me of like when we were little and we would be on the playground and a little boy would like us, and instead of giving us hugs, he would trip us so that we fall in the sand or throw rocks at us when we're, the things that little kids do. But it reminded me of a little boy who didn't know how to articulate how he was feeling or how to express his emotions. So instead of trying to express or saying what they actually feel, the person throws things at you. They throw rocks, they throw dirt, they push you down. They do all these mean things when they actually really like you. They just don't know how to articulate it. And that's simply because this person is a grown boy, not a grown man. When God makes you a man, you put down childish things, okay? That's Bible. God is still in the process of making them a man. They're a grown boy right now. And this may be for fellas too. They're grown, a grown girl instead of a grown woman. But God is still doing a work on these people. So I pray that this makes sense, and take this word to God, take me to God, but I just wanted to share it with you guys because a lot of you really take to heart when the world tells you, when a person shows you who they are the first time, believe them. That sounds like wisdom, but it's not. It's not God's wisdom. It's worldly wisdom. Because if God would have just taken you for who you were the first time, we know where you would be and where I would be too. So no, that's worldly wisdom. That's not godly wisdom. You can't base a person's like character on what they do. Like, okay, well, I saw him act like this, so this is who they are. Like, no, that's not who they are. That's not who God designed them to be. So no, that's worldly wisdom. But God is also making it clear in this word that there's a time and a place for everything. So God wouldn't just tell you to go into something and a person's not where they need to be and just jump in there and be in a relationship with this person or open the door for this person or do this. Like, God is not saying to do any of that because there's a time for everything. And God is not going to bring you into something that's a piece of junk. He's going to refine that thing. He's going to filter out the dirt so that the water is running clean in that thing. Like, there's a work to be done. And that work could be a quick work or it could take some time. Only person that knows the time frame is God. But just because a person needs work does not mean it's going to take God years. God can do an instant overnight type of work on things. Just because it took long for somebody else doesn't mean it's going to take long for you. But God is saying, don't judge by what this person is doing. They may be teasing you or making these sly remarks or making jokes, and you don't think any of it's funny because you're like, you're kind of rude. But that's because they don't know how to express what they're feeling. So you learn how to properly express yourself when God is in his rightful place in your life. Then he puts his words in you. So when you're trying to express yourself to people, God will fill your mouth up with words and they just flow. So that's it. That's all. I love you guys, and I hope you have a good Thursday, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.